Processing times for relisting terrorist organisations have blown out under the Albanese government, the opposition says. And this has prompted questions about whether new divisions of departmental responsibilities are compounding bureaucratic red tape. Our political reporter, Olivia Casely, has this exclusive story.
Under machinery of government changes, issues such as relisting terrorist organisations now have to go through two ministers, not one. Documents provided to the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security, obtained by Sky News, show it took 22 days for the relisting of multiple terrorist organisations to be bounced between Home Affairs and also the Attorney-General before being given the green light. The timeline shows the Home Affairs Department asked Claire O'Neill, the Home Affairs Minister, to consider relisting Islamic State Sinai Province, Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent and Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula on October 4 last year. She wrote to the Attorney-General Mark Dreyfus 13 days later to endorse the relisting of these bodies under the Criminal Code Act. On the 21st of October, the Attorney-General's Department provided a separate submission to Mr Dreyfus, recommending that he agree to the relisting of the organisations. By the time Mr Dreyfus had notified the Prime Minister, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton, First Ministers and Ms O'Neill, it was October 26. By contrast, a similar relisting under the former government took 6 days. Liberal Senator James Paterson says the restructuring of responsibilities is having adverse consequences. The time taken to list a terrorist organisation has massively blown out, hardly surprising because the decision is now double-handled by two ministers instead of one. They should reverse course and restore the Home Affairs portfolio before it is too late and Australians pay the price. The opposition is expected to pursue this issue at Senate estimates this week.
This is now a very convoluted process for listing a terrorist organisation.
It follows similar questioning from the opposition at Senate estimates last year when they asked why it had taken 13 days for Islamic State Somalia to be considered by the ministers.
7 days under the old system, 14 days under the new system, which I think is understandable because we now have two ministers involved in the process.
In the case of these instances, the timeframes were met.
Olivia Casely, Sky News, Canberra.